Okay, I am live on Instagram and I am live on the Lasha Royanko channel. If you happen to want to subscribe, you need to type into YouTube Lasha Royanko, and the channel to subscribe to is High Voltage. Why is this connection poor? Why is this connection poor? Hi, Mikey. Thank you for joining. I'm reading Psychology in Seattle, so I'm not going to be able to chat. And if I don't hit the waves, I will read everything. This is a really important book for people to listen to if you don't have it. And I vowed to read a little bit every day. Hi there. I don't know why this connection is poor. So when you subscribe to High Voltage, what you're subscribing to is a charity. Because when I start monetizing, which if Doof over here had put in the 3 channels together, we would be 4 human beings short of reaching Google's goal, hi there, to monetize. And what I'm trying to do is start a charity, not like Archwell, like Meghan Markle's baloney, talking to children about online bullying and how she's the most bullied woman on the planet, and they're getting America's youth to sign non-disclosure agreements. These are all distractions from something really, really bad. They're all distractions from something really, really bad. So what I was going to say is, when I start monetizing and I get a Google check, I vow, and I'm saying it publicly, and it's going to be on Instagram and YouTube forever, that 3/4 of the earnings, I need a quarter so I can get books, or it's reconnecting again. Okay, so as far as books are concerned, Psychology of Secrets and Ask Not and the Quran were all given to me by one subscriber. And I just call him AI because he wants no accolades. He heard me talk about these books and sent them to me. And I don't know what's going on with this thing. But I was just going to say, so when you hit subscribe, when those paychecks are coming in, I'm giving it to actual people that have been hurt via medical malpractice in Canada, up to cyberspace people. I know Uganda, the children of Uganda. I want to send this gentleman I've known in Africa $200. Why does it keep doing this? Okay, so I'm just going to read Psychology of Secrets, and I don't want to keep that a secret anymore. And I'm doing this because I was gravely injured. And in order to find out about that, you have to see the videos on High Voltage. Okay, ready? So we left off where he's talking about L. Ron Hubbard and how being so deep into a cult, by the time they hear the creation story, that they feel they have no chance, no choice but to keep going. They can't face up to the fact that they have bankrupted their families and shunned their friends for nonsense created by science fiction writer L. Ron Hubbard. Tom Cruise's hero is David Miscavige. And what did happen to his wife? I'd really love to know. The introductory Scientology courses teach pseudoscience philosophies that can sometimes help people. Much of it is ridiculous, but there are parts that work out for some members. Otherwise, no one would sign up. It's not too dissimilar to psychologist Jordan Peterson, Ontario Canadian, by the way, Jordan. I'm going to be emailing Jordan Peterson about the injustice with the healthcare system in Canada. And if anybody can spread news like wildfire, he can. So Jordan Peterson's borrowed make your bed concept, which suggests that if you start taking control of the smaller parts of your life, the rest will follow. The control. Why are my eyes blurry? Oh, my reading has improved so much since I started reading. Okay. So taking control of smaller parts of your life, the rest will follow. The central tenet for Peterson and Scientology is that you are in control of your life and need to make sure you have everything in order before looking at those around you. It's a philosophy that works for some people, but doesn't for others. This being a cult, Scientology takes this concept to the extreme so that anything that happens to you, you think is your fault. Hello, you think is your fault. This was a key part of the 2023 trial of That 70s Show. Actor Danny Matterson, a Scientologist found guilty of R-ing a woman he was reported to have ugged. Ex-Scientologists have told me that in these circumstances, the victims take the blame. It's called pulling it in. Wow. Pulling it in. The irony of that. It's not even a joke. It's okay. This being called Scientology makes this concept to the extreme so that anything that happens in your life is your fault. I know I already read this. This was a key part of 2023 trial of That 70s Show actor Danny Matterson, a Scientologist felt guilty of R-ing women he is supposed to have drugged. Ex-Scientologists have told me that in these circumstances, the victims take the blame. It's called pulling it in and implies that if someone blanks you, if someone crashes into your car or you become gravely ill, you must have done something to make it happen. No, life is full of coincidences. Hark Hadley was in Scientology for years and devoted much of his life to it. He was even audited, coached in one-on-one sessions by the big cheese himself, Tom Cruise. But Headley, now I know. I'm sure Tom Cruise had something to do with this, Andrew. Mark my words. When Andrew started posting onto why YouTube demonetized that video he did with Richard Haynes, the detransitioner that regrets transitioning. Remember that one video when I did Ask Not the Kennedys and the women they destroyed? And then I was talking about Meghan Markle and I said, that's right. We all have opinions like everyone has a yup. Now, every animal on earth does that. Every animal on earth grumpies. So me saying I don't grumpy is like a man telling me that he's a woman. I find it offensive personally. And why has it spiked 20% in the last 10 years? We never heard of because it's a body dysmorphia issue that people have. Or I was anorexic, for example, and there was a woman on Andrew Gold's show, and I messaged him, if I was anorexic, what would they have done to me now? Because my mother was searching for answers. Anyways, Tom Cruise, what up? Found out about Lord Zunu after leaving. How did he find out South Park? When South Park released their infamous Trapped in the Closet episode in 2005, they ridiculed Tom Cruise and John Travolta, which, by the way, Candace Owens, I guess that means that because John Travolta's gay, and he's in a relationship with man, I guess he's not living a Christian life, which is just a bunch of baloney. And why isn't Candace Owen talking about her friend Kanye West, who, by the way, was in the pity allegedly indictment, and was accused of R-ing a woman. And Candace Owens even had the wool put over her eyes. She's been rather quiet about this situation, unless she posted something in the last 2 days. Otherwise, she hasn't. Hence why I created those shorts. But anyways, back to Tom Cruise. In 2005, they ridiculed Tom Cruise and John Travolta. What I'm talking about, gay and transgender, is totally different. Transgender has spiked in 20%. And this one girl who was anorexic, the psychiatrist said the reason you don't want curves is because you think you're a boy. I was anorexic. I knew I wasn't a boy. I know now. I just didn't want to grow up and have, because I was not treated well in certain ways as a child, and we survive it. And it's a slow form of suicide. It's a deep mental illness. That's the other thing that bothers me about Meghan Markle, is her coming out with these baloney stories about not wanting to be here. And how many lies did she tell in the Oprah Winfrey? 17 lies. And Canada paid for their stay in Victoria while I was being violated by a surgeon 3 surgeries later, and on and on and on. And nobody stepped in. Everybody was complicit. Just like nobody is talking about Meghan Markle's bullshit behavior. I am not keeping my secrets to myself anymore. So they released this South Park thing, okay? What really hurt their cult weren't the jokes about Hollywood, the Hollywood pair, but the disclosure of the secret folklore of the heart of Scientology. Headley believes that this woke up countless Scientology members and prevented many more from joining. The Church of Scientology was pissed off. Headley showed me documents proving that the cult's Office of Special Affairs, OSA, went through the South Park creators' rubbish, tracking their cars, and tried to infiltrate their catering staff. They wanted to learn their writers' secrets and use them against them. They tried to put a stop to the episode and take revenge on South Park's team, a tactic unofficially known as fair game. I knew nothing about what they were talking about in that episode, Headley tells me. Not a single thing. He explains that you don't learn about zoo until you reach OT3, which is $100,000 to $200,000 to reach a secret. Yeah, secrets can rob you out of money, and oh my God. And you can have a cult of 2 which I'll explain about my relationship after this. Hadley's wife, Claire, who left Scientology with him, was OT5, so OT5 was aware of Lord Zunu, but couldn't share it with Mare for fear he'd die of pneumonia from learning too much too soon. What a bunch of horse malarkey. Andrew Gold, Psychology of Secrets. Even after leaving cults and extreme religion, many defectors still feel superstitious around their formal belief system, which Hadley woke up the morning after watching the South Park episode. However, he realized, I didn't even have a sniffle. It's bull. This was it. I was deprogrammed overnight. Boom. Hadley believes that fewer than 10% of Scientologists know about its Sarah creation story. This is all about money, he adds. It is also about power and control, but these paths also lead to money. By depriving Scientology of its core secrets, South Park Weekend, it immeasurably, even ex-Scientologist Jenna Miscavige Hill, the niece of Scientology leader David Miscavige, admits he first learned about Lord Zunu and the cult's creation story from South Park. That's how tightly extreme authoritarian groups wrap up their secrets. We will be back to page 27 tomorrow for a 17-minute straight into a read. I did read Ask Not on High Voltage today. It's 10 minutes right out of the book. I'm just not on the screen. You have to make peace with the footage. But when I pick up we've read this much of, I know Cheer Denise has done all this. I know Jesse's read the whole thing, but nobody's read it my way. No. Nobody's read it my way. Today's October 16th, 2024 day. Make it as you want it true. Don't let a bus run into you. I'll catch you later on. I'll sing and I'll become that good old dancing queen again. All right, that's a wrap. Take care of yourselves, as my 84-year-old friend Dave